I need how much to buy a house? Hey guys, my name is Sunny. I am with Realty One Group Affinity in Jacksonville, North Carolina. And today we are going to talk about how much cash you really need to buy a home. That is a question that I get all of the time, and there's a lot of numbers thrown around. Down payments, closing costs. Your grandma says you need 20% down because that's how they did it in 1942. Your friend says that they walked into a house with no money down and the seller paid all of their closing costs. So what's the truth? How much cash do you need to close? Let's start here. It's always better to be over-prepared than just to squeak by. In this guide, we're going to cover realistic cash expectations, common down payment options, understanding closing costs, and how to estimate what you'll need to save. Down payments, what are the options? Are there 20% down payment loans out there? Absolutely. Are there 3.5% down payment loans? Yep. Are there even zero down payment options for buyers with great credit or prior military experience? You bet. Typical down payment ranges are between 3.5 to 20% in that range. 0% options exist, but usually require either a high credit score from the high 600s to 800s, or prior military experience. Now, it's important to note that no one is going to limit how much you can put down. You can put down anywhere from 0% to 100%. FHA loans, a common 3.5% down payment option. FHA loans are backed by the government. They are designed for buyers who may not have a perfect financial history. Think student loans, higher debt to income ratios, that type of thing. The minimum down payment is 3.5%. Closing costs, the surprise expense. When we bought our first home, I didn't even know about closing costs. Here's what they include: loan origination fees, title fees, appraisal, home inspection, and any other administrative costs. Average closing costs range from 3% to 8% of the home's purchase price. Quick math. How much should you plan for? At a minimum, with assuming the lowest costs, a down payment of 3.5%, closing costs of 3%, the total minimum cash needed of 6.5% of the home's purchase price. So, for example, a $225,000 home with 6.5% with your closing costs and your down payment, you're looking at about $14,625 needed in cash to close. Now, on the other side of that, at the maximum and assuming the higher costs, a down payment of 20%, closing costs of 8%, your total maximum cash needed is going to be 28% of the home's purchase price. So for example, using that same $225,000 home with that 28% of your down payment and your closing costs, you are going to need about $63,000 needed in cash to close. So let's talk realistic, responsible planning. To be responsible prepared, you need to plan for 5% down payment, 8 to 10% for closing costs. So for example, 5% down payment on a $225,000 loan is $11,250. 10% in closing costs on a $225,000 home is going to be $22,500. So your total recommended savings is between $30,000 and $35,000. Here is how to quickly estimate your target savings. Take your target home price, multiply it by 0.15 for the lower end estimate, or multiply it by 0.20 for the higher end estimate. So for example, $200,000 at 0.15% is going to equal $30,000. $200,000 at 0.20 is going to equal $40,000. This gives you a great savings goal range. Final tips. What happens at closing? Closing day is the best day ever. That is when you sign all of the paperwork, your loan is funded, and you officially become a homeowner. But it will take preparation and saving to get there. If this video helped you, make sure that you hit that like and subscribe button. And if you know anyone that is looking to buy a house or in the home buying process right now, share any additional tips that you have below. We'll see you next time.